Today I'm going to show you how to use the Higgsfield AI's new Cinema Studio to create cinematic sequences and basically assemble them into short movies using AI. So the first thing we're going to do is head to Higgsfield AI/Cinema Studio, and the link is going to be in the description. For those of you who don't have an account already, you can use that basically to sign up for a new account. Now, once you're signed in, you want to basically switch it to image, and then we're going to use ChatGPT to generate a prompt. And this prompt is going to basically generate for us the image right here, which is we're going to use as the first frame reference for our sequence of the video or the short movie. So for example, I'm going to use this prompt right here, which says a cinematic wide shot of a dimly lit room, slow camera push-in, dramatic lighting, and realistic motion. And I'm going to basically send it to ChatGPT and wait for it to generate a prompt. And once the prompt is ready, I'm going to copy it from here and then go back to Higgsfield AI and paste it in the image section and then hit generate. Wait for it to queue and generate the image for our first frame. And once our image is ready, you can basically download it or add it to your favorites list so that you can use it later. And then I'm going to use another image reference for our next sequence frame. So what we'll need to do here is basically click on reference to take this image as reference, and then we're going to change the prompt. And then I'm going to type, use the previous prompt as a reference, but make the character float. And I'm going to send it to ChatGPT again and wait for it to generate the next prompt. And then I'm going to copy the prompt once it's ready and go back to Higgsfield AI. Using our reference image, I'm going to send the new prompt and then generate and wait for it to create the image. And once our image is ready, where the character is supposedly floating, so you can basically add it to your favorites list again. Now we're going to go to the video section from the bottom here, and we're going to start generating sequences where the first sequence is basically going to use this as a start frame and the camera kind of performing a cinematic movement towards the character. And then on the second sequence, the character is going to start floating a little bit like this. And we're going to use this as well as the start frame reference. So in video, you want to basically click on start frame here and then go to the liked list. And then you want to select the first image that we've generated. And then we're going to adjust the settings for the sequence or the video. And we're going to start by the camera movement by choosing our camera movement style. So I think we're going to use a zoom in towards the character, which is pretty cool. So we're going to select zoom in, and then the duration, I'm going to leave it at 5 seconds, potentially with audio. You can also disable it if you don't want audio. And I'm going to let the slow motion effect turned on. And then we're going to generate the prompt for our video sequence. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT right here. And then I'm going to type adjust prompt to make the camera go towards the character from the reference image in our Higgsfield AI prompt, and then generate the scene video in Higgsfield AI. And then I'm going to basically paste the first prompt we've generated and then send it to ChatGPT to adjust the prompt. And once the prompt is ready, I'm going to basically copy it and go back to Higgsfield AI Cinema Studio. And then I'm going to paste the prompt here and basically hit the generate button and wait for it to queue the work and generate the video. And once our first sequence is generated, we can preview it by clicking on it and basically play it from the play button. And as you can see, it's exactly doing as it says in the prompt. The camera is focusing and moving towards our main character here. Now let's go ahead and generate the second sequence of this kind of short movie. So I'm going to delete the prompt here. And then I'm going to basically keep the first frame reference. And this time I'm going to add the end frame and use the second image that we've generated as the end frame. And then I'm going back to ChatGPT to adjust the prompt again. And this time I'm going to adjust the second prompt, which is this one right here. And I'm going to type now adjust the prompt so that after moving towards the character, the prompt now starts making the character float basically slowly. And then using the first image reference as start frame and the last image as the end frame reference, and do a smooth interpolation between those sequences or frames. And I'm going to send the message to ChatGPT. Once the prompt is ready, I'm going to copy everything and then go back to the Higgsfield AI. And this time I'm going to paste the prompt here, and with our start frame image set and end frame, we don't need to modify the rest of the settings because they're going to be the same. And then this time hit the generate button and wait for it to queue the work and generate our second sequence. And it just finished generating our second sequence, and we can preview it like this. And the character is floating as expected. And once everything is ready, you can basically start assembling your sequences, and you can also edit a sequence if you don't like something by clicking on it. And then you want to go to edit. And from here, you can basically add your image or reference and then basically adjust the prompt again and basically mention what needs to be changed, and it will basically generate again and give you whatever result you want. And if you want to download your sequences, you can go back to Cinema Studio and hit the download button here, and it will basically download the sequences to your computer, and then we can proceed to assembling them. And to get perfectly continuous sequences, you want to basically use prompt-based kind of continuity so that you can get reference images kind of transferred between the scenes, so that you can create kind of constant short sequences that you can later assemble to your short movie or video. And I have showed you that, or I've showed you how to do it in ChatGPT. And now once you've downloaded your sequences, you want to open up a tool like CapCut or whatever tool you can use to assemble your sequences. And then you want to create a new project in CapCut and start importing the videos or the sequences that you've generated from the Higgsfield AI. And I've also went ahead and generated a second or a third sequence, which makes the character kind of glow and shatter into pieces, which I'm going to download and also add to the CapCut project. And then you will need to start grabbing your sequences to the timeline to kind of assemble them together. And then with some basic editing in CapCut, your video or short film should be ready, depending on how many scenes you've actually generated. And if you play, you can see that. And the result is looking really cool. You can, of course, always generate better transition scenes so that you can use when transitioning between one sequence and the next one. And once you're happy with the result, you can export it into a single video with the frame rate you choose from here, and then click on export and basically wait for it to kind of export your video. And now you should have your video ready, which you can start playing, and then you can basically assemble a short film and upload it to your YouTube or whatever you want to use it. That's pretty much it for this video, and subscribe if you found this helpful. See you on the next one.